Imagine this. You roll up to an amazing campsite for the weekend, ready for an experience in nature. You got your rig, you got your snacks, and you've got your cash that you're ready to put into the cash box. But wait, there is no box for you to put the cash in. In fact, this is the first time that you actually realize that there is no cash accepted at all. You do not have to go to the nearest Walmart parking lot to sleep for the night. Don't worry, I am here to save you from the embarrassment of waving greenbacks in front of a QR code. As Pete and I have been planning our summer camp trip, we came across some information that was new to us. It's called Scan and Pay. This isn't new. It's actually something that's been around for over 3 years. It's just been kind of slowly rolling out over time, and now it's becoming much more common. So who is going cashless? You're going to start to see this in many of the national parks, in the national forests, in the BLM land areas, as well as the Army Corps of Engineer recreation sites. So what does this really mean for campers like us? It means that there will be no cash accepted for entrance fees, for camping fees, and for other fee-related things at these recreation sites. Some locations might actually still take cash, but many of them will be scan and pay only. So there's a couple of things that you're actually going to need when you encounter one of these scan and pay systems. Number one, you're going to need your smartphone, and you're going to want to have the Recreation.gov app loaded onto it before you arrive. You're also going to want to have your payment information. Most of them are taking debit and credit cards only. Some might actually begin taking other forms of digital payment, but it's not universal yet. Also make sure that you have your discount card. So if you've got, an America the Beautiful pass or something like that, make sure you have your card number with you. And in some instances, you might actually need a piece of scrap paper and a pen or a pencil. So how do you pay with Scan and Pay? Let's say you're going to a walk-up only, first come, first serve campsite, and you've done those a zillion times before and dropped cash in the box. Well, basically the process is pretty much the same. You're going to arrive to the campground, you're going to drive around, figure out where you actually want to camp, and find an empty spot. You're going to drop your stuff there so that you're actually occupying the spot, and then you're going to head over to pay. Now make sure that you bring your smartphone and all those other things that we just talked about when you go over to the kiosk. These things are called rocks, and rocks, like anything else in the federal government, there's like 3 letters and they stand for something. Well, here, ROK stands for Remote Off-Grid Kiosk. And basically what it is a machine that is usually powered by solar power, and it allows you to pay for fees with some kind of a credit card. When you do this type of transaction, it's encrypted and it runs through cellular phone connections. So you'll go up to the kiosk, and next to the kiosk, you're going to find some kind of a sign which has a QR code on it and then a whole bunch of instructions to follow. All you're going to do is take your phone and turn on your camera app. You're going to scan the QR code, and then all of the instructions are actually going to show up right on your phone. You're going to follow the prompts, and you're going to do a checkout just like you do a checkout with any other kind of a digital online shopping experience. Now make sure you have your number if you've got an America the Beautiful pass or some other kind of a discount pass, because you are going to be able to get your discount when you pay this way. So you're going to go ahead and finish the entire transaction, and you're going to say, hey, I don't even know why I'm doing this because I'm in an area with no cell phone coverage. But it really doesn't matter, because your phone and the kiosk are going to be able to talk to each other. So here's what's going to happen. If you're in an area where you do have coverage, your transaction and your charge is going to go through right away. If not, if you're in an area without coverage, then one of two things is going to happen. You're actually paid, but your payment is marked as pending, and the transaction won't actually go through until you get your phone to an area where cell phone coverage exists, and then at that point the transaction will actually go through from pending to paid. Or in some instances, there are actually kiosks where rangers will take a notepad and electronically the information gets transferred from the kiosk to the notepad, and then when they go back to the office and they've got cell coverage there, then the transaction actually goes through at that point in time. Now this is where you need that scrap paper and pen or pencil. At this point, you're going to actually get a confirmation number that pops up, and you are going to write that down and you're going to take it with you over to your site. You're either going to attach that to the post at the site itself, or you can just stick it on your dashboard in your vehicle. If you're lucky, you might actually encounter one of the machines where they have paper and a printed receipt actually gets spit out right there for you. All of these places don't have the exact same process. So make sure that you follow all of the instructions that are on your phone. And then if there's any specific instructions on the kiosk sign that's right there, then follow those as well. Then go camp and forget about all of this digital technology stuff, because you're out there to actually, get away from all that. So here's the thing. Just make sure that you use this as a little checklist so that you can plan in advance and avoid any frustration if you do encounter one of these scan and pay kiosks. Remember that not all sites are cashless at this point, but it's definitely a growing trend. So if you haven't seen one yet, you should expect to see one in probably the pretty near future. Speaking of really awesome national forest campsites, if you haven't been to the Big Sur area and camped at Kirk Creek Campground, you definitely want to put that on your bucket list. Pete and I went there. We had an absolutely fabulous time. We made a video of that. I will leave a link in the description below. If you have any questions, let us know. We would love to help you out, and I'll talk to you again soon. Happy camping.